we go. Yes. 1,500. Nice. Nice. In the Bible, we see this story of the rich young ruler. He's got property, he's got loads of money. Everyone knows who he is, everyone looks up to him. He's got power and social status and religious status too. He follows all the laws, he knows all the right people, does all the right things. But it's not enough. Something's missing. Do you ever feel like that? However much stuff you've got, however successful you are, however popular you are, however rich you are, you need more. You just can't shake this nagging sense of disappointment. Well, that's where this rich young ruler is. And now's a new guy in town who's healing people and forgiving people and talking about eternal life and the kingdom. And the rich young ruler does not want to miss out. So he finds this guy and he asks him, "What must I do to have eternal life?" The understanding of eternal life wasn't so much about what happens when you die, but carried a meaning of deeply whole life now. Real life. Life that doesn't leave you dissatisfied or needing more. Life that frees you and expands you. So this man who has everything is asking what he must do to have this deeply whole life. And Jesus points him to the law. Don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, don't kill. And the rich young ruler says, "I already do that. I keep the law. I have done all my life." It's like he's saying, "I've tried that, but it's not enough. It doesn't work. I still feel empty." And so Jesus says to him, "There is one thing that you lack. Sell everything you have. Give it all away. Give it to the poor, and then come and follow me." Sell everything. Give it all away. This isn't just the final law that he needs to follow, or the final challenge that he needs to complete to prove that he's good enough. This is the thing that's stopping him realizing that he's already good enough. This is the thing that's stopping him living. And so Jesus says to him, "Get rid of it. It's killing you. It's preventing you living a deeply whole life." We find the same reality today. We are bombarded with incessant messages telling us that we are not enough. We aren't rich enough. We aren't important enough. We aren't famous enough, successful enough, or beautiful enough. We are told that we need bigger homes, more money, faster cars, better holidays. We need more technology with more memory and more apps and bigger screens. We need to eat in better restaurants. We need to be seen in nicer clothes with the most current labels. We need to have higher paid jobs with more perks, be members at the right club, and work out in the coolest gym. We are taught to consume more from cradle to grave. We are taught to find our identity in what we have, how big our house is, how much money we have, the size of our salary, our car, and our screen. And it's not just our identity. We look to all these things for security, purpose, worth, status, and life. And so we consume. And it's insatiable because we can always be safer, richer, more successful, happier, or more popular. So we consume more and more and more. We put so much effort into climbing the property ladder, moving from an apartment to a terrace, to a semi with a garden, to a detached with room to park our third car, to a mansion with room for a pony, and so on, until we can't even see our neighbours, but we still want more. And so we consume and consume. Insatiable. It's never enough. We have everything and we want more. We have everything but still feel poor. Consuming makes us stressed, anxious and competitive. It shrinks us and makes us feel inadequate. We spend our lives comparing ourselves to people who have more. Have you ever had one of those moments when you've wanted something a friend of yours has so much, and you save and you work until finally you can afford it? But the day after you get it, he gets something else, something better, something bigger. And you start all over again. It's stressful. We end up feeling poor and joyless. We end up cold and competitive. It makes us mean. Consuming hardens us and disconnects us, because we aren't supposed to live like this. We aren't created to be consumers. We are created to be givers, life givers, joy givers, hope givers, givers. God is our source. We are created to find our identity in Him. Image bearers of God, children of God, loved and designed by Him to be in relationship with Him. We are created to find our hope in Him, to find our security in Him, to find our purpose and our worth in Him. We are created to find our life in Him. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He is the source of life, eternal life, deep, wholehearted life, profound, beautiful, joyful life. And when we look to Him for our life, then we are free to give because He is enough. He flows through us and we become a blessing to everything and everyone around us. Because we aren't competing to consume anymore. Now we are the blessing. Everything we have, we are free to give and share and bless with. Our money, our time, our homes, our car, our belongings, our hearts, our families, our dreams and hopes. We get to share everything. Often, we seem to think of ourselves as cups that need to be filled up. And if we are full, then sometimes we will overflow. And that's the bit that we give. The overflow, the extra. But we're created to be pipes, not cups. We are not collecting God's blessing, we are conduits of God's blessing. And as long as we stay connected to the source, we are perpetually full as the blessing flows through us to the world around us. Created to be givers. Because giving liberates us. It softens us, releases us, changes us. It frees us from the system that demands we consume. It changes our perspective from one that says we need more to one that says we have everything we need in God. In the Bible, we are encouraged that our instinctive response to being blessed should be to give the first fruits. This tackles our sense of entitlement and teaches us to recognize that everything we have is a blessing and an expression of God's grace. Also, we are told to look to the people who have less than us and share what we have with them, because this changes us and saves us. It teaches us to look in the opposite direction to the way the world tells us to look. Rather than looking at those who have more and exercising our competitive muscles, instead, we look at those who have less and exercise our compassionate muscles. Finally, we are told to give a percentage of everything we have on a regular basis. This frees us from the need to have more. This teaches us to be generous rather than mean. It teaches us the habit of giving rather than consuming. Giving is the antidote to consuming. It liberates us. It shifts the center of our world from ourselves to God and the wonder of life around us. It breaks our addiction to consuming and to self. And it teaches us to live lives of joy, hope, and abundance. Real lives, eternal lives, deeply whole lives.